Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, dreamers, hustlers, overthinkers, and even those who only showed up today because there was free Wi-Fi and maybe a chance to nap in the back, welcome. Thank you for being here. It means a lot. Really, it does. Whether you came to learn, to laugh, or just to avoid doing your laundry, I'm glad we're sharing this moment. Now, let me confess something that might surprise you. I never liked waking up early. I know, shocking, right? Jack Ma, the so-called disciplined entrepreneur, the face of Alibaba, couldn't stand mornings. My brain didn't even start functioning until after 10 a.m. And even then, it needed to negotiate with a pot of green tea and some leftover dumplings. I remember the sun would creep through my curtains like an over-enthusiastic motivational speaker whispering, "Rise and shine, Jack. Today is your day." And I'd groan and mumble, "Let's reschedule this pep talk for after my 5th cup of tea." But here's the twist in the story. Discipline is the only reason I'm here talking to you today and not at home, still wearing pajamas and crying over the 30 job rejections I once received. Motivation. That's like my hairline. It used to show up once in a while, but over time it just started ghosting me. Sometimes it'd be strong, like when I watched Bruce Lee movies at midnight. I'd be ready to conquer the world. Then I'd wake up the next morning and conquer. Nothing. Discipline, though? Discipline is that dependable, boring, underappreciated uncle at the family reunion. The one nobody invites to party, but when the roof leaks, he's the only one who brings a ladder. You don't always like him, but you sure need him. You see, we live in a world obsessed with motivation. You go online and it's everywhere. Wake up and grind. Hustle harder. Eat glass and spit out diamonds. Some of you get motivated after watching a 5-minute YouTube video with dramatic music and lions running in slow motion. You shout, "I will conquer the world." Then 3 minutes later, you're scrolling through cat videos and eating chips like it's your job. That's motivation. It's like a sugar rush. It gets you excited but then drops you like a bad investment. Let me ask you, have you ever been motivated at night to change your life? You say, "Tomorrow I will wake up at 5 a.m., go for a run, eat salad, build a startup, call my mom, and read 3 books." Then tomorrow comes, alarm rings, your motivation dies a quiet death. You slap the snooze button like it owes you money. That's the problem. Motivation is a feeling. It's emotional, and feelings lie. Feelings say you deserve rest. Discipline says, get up, you made a commitment. Let me explain something. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the engine. You don't need a spark every time you want to drive somewhere. You need the engine to work consistently. Discipline is boring. It's unsexy. Nobody claps for you when you say, "I did the same thing again today." Imagine this. You go to the gym. First day, everybody cheers you on. You go the second day, some high fives. By the 10th day, people are like, "We get it, bro. You go to the gym." But guess what? It's the 10th day that makes the difference, not the first. Discipline is showing up when no one is watching. Discipline is doing what you promised yourself. Even when your bed whispers, "Don't go." You know what's funny? People think success is exciting. They think I wake up every day feeling inspired. No. Some days I look in the mirror and say, "Jack, why did you create Alibaba? You could have opened a dumpling shop and lived peacefully." But I still show up because discipline pays the rent for your dreams. People know Jack Ma as the billionaire, the founder of Alibaba. But before that, I was rejected from 30 jobs. Even KFC said no. I applied to Harvard, 10 times rejected every time. At this point, I think they framed my rejection letters as wall art. But let me tell you a story. When I was building Alibaba, there were days I wanted to quit. We were broke, we were hungry. Sometimes the only thing we had was noodles and Wi-Fi. And when Wi-Fi didn't work, we just had noodles. One of my co-founders came to me and said, "Jack, maybe this is a sign, maybe we should stop." I looked at him and said, "If you want to quit, quit tomorrow. But today we work." He stayed, we all stayed. Not because we were motivated, we were exhausted, but we were disciplined. Discipline is that stubborn friend that refuses to let you give up even when everything else says you should. Some people say, "Jack, I'm just not disciplined like you." Really, you think I was born with discipline? No, I was born with dreams and a terrible singing voice. Discipline is not a talent, it's a muscle. You train it like a bicep. You don't walk into the gym, lift a dumbbell once, and expect muscles. Unless you're like my cousin who only goes once a year but posts on Instagram like he's The Rock. You build discipline by doing small things consistently. Wake up at the same time every day. Read 10 pages a day. Show up for that business idea even when nobody believes. The small things add up. You don't see bamboo grow for the first few years, it's just building roots. But when it starts growing, it shoots up like crazy. You are bamboo, but only if you stay rooted. Let's talk about talent. Everyone loves talent. Wow, he's so talented. She's gifted. I hear this all the time. But let me tell you something. Talent gets beat by discipline 10 out of 10 times. You don't believe me? Let me show you. The talented student who never studies versus the average student who studies daily. Guess who gets better grades over time? The naturally gifted athlete who parties every weekend versus the hardworking underdog who trains daily. Guess who wins eventually? Discipline beats talent when talent forgets to work. Listen, I was not the smartest kid. I didn't have connections. My English was bad. I learned it by talking to tourists for free. But I was consistent. I showed up. I kept learning. I didn't wait to feel ready. Some of you are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect motivation, the perfect plan. Stop waiting. Perfection is a lie. Action is power. Motivation is loud. It shouts, "Look at me." It posts on social media. It buys planners and gym clothes and talks about goals. Discipline is quiet. It wakes up early when no one is watching. It works in silence and lets success make the noise. You don't need more motivation. You need more habits. You need to make success a lifestyle, not a moment. You brush your teeth every day, not because you're motivated, but because it's a habit. Make your goals that way. Build routines so strong they don't need willpower. Build systems so powerful they don't need hype. All right, let's get practical. Here are 5 simple jackma-style discipline hacks. They're weird, but they work. Put your alarm across the room. If you can slap it, you'll snooze it. Make yourself walk to wake up. Tell someone your goals. Accountability turns discipline into a contract. Reward the grind. I used to give myself dumplings after finishing hard work. No dumplings, no dopamine. Fail publicly. If you say, "I will launch my podcast next week," and don't, now your cousin will roast you at family dinner. Pressure is good. Be your own babysitter. Sometimes you need to treat yourself like a child. No play until work is done. Here's the truth. The moments you don't feel like doing the work, that's when it counts the most. Anyone can work when it's easy. The winners work when it's hard. Discipline is choosing your future over your feelings. When I was building Alibaba, I wasn't chasing money. I was chasing possibility. I knew if I could stay consistent, even when we were losing, I'd build something that mattered. That's why I always say, don't chase motivation. You know what discipline gives you? Freedom. Yes, freedom. Most people think discipline is restrictive, but it's the opposite. Discipline with your money, financial freedom. Discipline with your health, energy, and long life. Discipline with your time, you get to live how you want. Motivation gives you moments. Discipline gives you life. If you forget everything I've said, remember this. Motivation is like your cousin who shows up drunk at your party, fun, unpredictable, and disappears when you need help cleaning. Discipline is your quiet grandma, always there, cooking, cleaning, keeping the house running. If you want real success, listen to grandma. Wake up early, do the work, eat your vegetables, invest, rest, repeat. That's the boring path, but it's also the magical one. Because while everyone is chasing the next high, you're building the next empire. So I'll end with this. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel excited. Don't wait for someone to clap. Start, show up, stay consistent. Discipline will take you where motivation can't even afford the ticket. Now go out there and don't just dream big, be disciplined big. Your future is waiting. Thank you.